Monster Hunter World's endgame is focused around tempered monsters. Tempered monsters are basically battle-hardened versions of their normal counterparts. They do not have boosted defense, but have boosted attack, and they have somewhat of a purple shade, so they look slightly different. To first unlock these monsters, you have to be HR 13, right around the time when you unlock the assigned or Gigante quest. Traces of tempered monsters will appear on the map while in expeditions or quests. Usually the traces of these tempered monsters are in predetermined places, meaning if you found a tempered trace once, you could come to the same place in another quest and it will most likely be there, but not all the time, because the trace spawns aren't 100% consistent. A quick rundown on why you should farm these monsters. They basically are the only real endgame past the last story quest. If you do not do tempered investigations, you will never be able to augment your weapon and armor, and you will get good armor decorations at a much slower rate, and you will not be able to get warped face stones, which drops the best decorations. So if you're interested in progression past the story, then grinding tempered investigations is the way to go. Tempered monsters are divided into threat levels. Threat level 1, which you unlock at HR 13, is mainly composed of weaker monsters, like Barath, Juratidos, and Puke Puke. It doesn't matter much which monster you do in a specific level if you're only looking for Streamstones. Excluding monster materials, the loot they drop is mainly the same, which in this level is Streamstone shards. So what you should look for is more reward slots, which ranges from 2 to 5, to maximize your gains. I've never seen augment items drop from this level, but it's still your best chance at decorations and grinding ranks and shards, so it's good to do until HR 29. Threat level 2 is composed of stronger monsters. You unlock this tier after double tempered Basil assigned quest at HR 29. It has strong monsters that aren't Elder Dragons, like Rathalos and Diablos. This threat level can drop Streamstones at a very low chance for weapon augment items. I recommend grinding this level until 50 as it's your best chance for decorations and augments. Threat level 3 unlocks after the tempered Kirin assigned quest at HR 50. It's composed exclusively of Elder Dragons. This is the final tier, and it's where you'll be spending most of your time after unlocking it. It drops the Hero Streamstone, which is used to augment rare 8 weapons, and drops Warrior Streamstones more commonly than Threat level 2. It also drops Warped Face Stones more often, which has a higher chance of being a rare decoration. I'll explain the augments later on. So how do you get these investigations? First, let me explain investigations. These are randomly generated quests that you acquire upon interacting with the world and monsters. They have limited uses and give better rewards than quests. These investigations are drawn from a predetermined pool, which is linked to the threat levels I mentioned. So the levels of monster traces is a factor in acquiring certain investigations, as strong monsters typically but not always give investigations of similarly strong monsters. You can get investigations a lot of ways, but I'll make it simple. Anything that gives you research points has a chance of giving an investigation. Breaking body parts, using environmental hazards against monsters, using traps, capturing, slaying, collecting traces, and witnessing turf wars. All of these contribute towards giving you investigations. Tempered investigations are more rare, however. You need to start off by either collecting tempered traces in expeditions, or doing tempered optional quests. And then you can simply keep getting new tempered investigations by doing the tempered investigations you acquired before. You will eventually run out of tempered investigations, however, and will have to do expeditions again. Since tempered investigations are gated by hunter rank, only after you hit HR 30 will you see threat level 2 tempered traces in expeditions, and HR 50 for tempered Elder Dragons. I'm going to show the Elder Recess route, which can have up to 3 Elder traces in one go. It's still not consistent, but this is better than looking for Elder traces in other maps, as usually you can only find 1 trace, but 3 in Elder Recess. It's one of the better options outside of maybe the triple tempered Elder quest, which I believe unlocks HR 100, but that's pretty far down the road for most people. To summarize, pick up traces of tempered monsters whenever you find them. Do the investigations you get, and once you get to HR 50, then do the Elder Recess route. Grind the tempered Elder investigations until you use them all up, then look for the traces again. And don't forget to maximize your gains by doing the interactions I mentioned earlier, like part breaks and such. Now that you know how the whole investigation and tempered system works, it's time to talk about the rewards. You'll unlock augments after getting your first weapon Streamstone. For weapon augments, you'll be looking for Warrior Streamstones to augment rare 6 and 7 weapons, which drops from solid Streamstones. Shining Streamstones turn into Hero Streamstones, which is for rare 8 weapons. There are 7 types of Streamstones, each being usable for 2 weapons. For example, Greatsword and Longsword use the Sword type, while Dual Blades and Sword and Shield use the Blade type. You can only augment rare 8 weapons once. Rare 7 can be augmented twice, and rare 6 3 times. The available augments are Attack, which is plus 5 for every attack augment, Affinity, which is plus 10% for the first, and 5% for the second and third. Defense, which gives you bonus defense and a divine protection effect. And the level 1 slot, they can increase its level by stacking more slot augments on it if possible. And lastly, Healing, which is very noticeable when stacked. Armor can also be augmented to further increase the defense. The armor uses Gleaming Streamstones for rare 8, rare 7 uses a Streamstone, while 6 and below uses the Shards. All 3 Streamstones are also used for decoration melding, which moves us to the next and final point, rerolling decorations. Unwanted decorations can be rerolled at the Elder Melder. After defeating the last boss of the game, you gain access to the first Wyverian ritual. By using Streamstones and throwing away enough decorations, you gain new ones in return. This is very useful as you can obtain very good decorations from rerolling, as the normal decoration melding has very few and weak options. But bear in mind that it uses the same Streamstones required for augmenting armor, as well as a lot of research points. You cannot get warped Phase Stones, which is the highest tier of decorations from melding, but it is still super useful, because this means nothing you get is totally useless, as you can just use it for rerolls. This pretty much covers it. An augmented weapon with an armor set that has great decorations is a very noticeable power spike, and is well worth the effort in my opinion. I hope you learned something, and that this makes the search for tempered stuff easier, as I know the game has been kind of lacking in explaining it. This was a lot of work, but was made easier by the help of my friends. Thank you for watching.